You're listening to an Airwave Media podcast.
We took it all. We brought them to our land. An endless night, ember hot and icy cold. The rage of the earth. We made this curse. Carved it in the blood on our backs. We did not see. We could not, but she did. And in the end...
What will I become?
Senua's Saga. Hellblade 2.
Play it now with Game Pass.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Neal. I'm here with Jeff and Ken. Matt over stream. How are all of you?
Apparently, Matt's very good.
Matt's a little giggly, I think, today.
Yeah. Neal asked him not once, not twice, but thrice within a minute before recording if he was doing okay. So, Matt, how are you doing today?
I am good, and I'm
Still
ready.
good.
Still good.
And ready to record.
I had a Charlie horse, and now I have to stand.
Matt, you're standing with one knee up, kind of like Captain Morgan.
That's the goal.
And we're not joking this time. You actually are standing up with one knee.
But no one will ever know.
These visual gags are great.
Ken, speaking of visual gags, recently you took up painting?
Yes.
How's that going?
I'm learning a lot of hard lessons early on because I'm not a painter. I'm not a drawist.
You just drive.
I just drive.
And now what kind of paintings are you doing? Are these like Pollocks? Or are these like modern art, abstract?
Definitely all those things.
It doesn't matter what he's doing. He definitely incorporates feces into the
Pollock.
work.
I'm doing Pollock forgeries.
He's trying to find his voice, Neal. Give him a minute.
Yeah, I'm trying to find my voice.
Okay, well, we won't look down on you. I mean,
literally and metaphorically.
I'm looking down on all of you.
I still have that cough going
on.
Yeah, Ken does have a cough still happening here from a past few episodes, so disregard that. And if he's a little quiet, it's just because he's
suffering.
His lungs are healing. So, but we do have someone here with a strong voice in Matt's seat.
And strong lungs. Strong
lungs. The first time someone sat in Matt's seat since Matt has departed the podcasts, and we're excited to have him ear. Sorry.
We're excited to have him here.
I literally was thinking of Love Actually for some reason. I was like, we're excited to have him here. It's great, isn't it? Anyway, so we have a special friend here who we know in person. We've hung out with him many times at Pub Trivia.
We know in person. I believe people call those friends now.
No, he is a friend of the show and in real life. We're excited to have him here. I did it again. I'm so sorry. I have the giggles. Anyway, coming to us from Brookfield, Illinois, not a robot supporter on Patreon, Earl Baum. How are you, Earl?
All right. Thanks for having me here.
Of course. We've been talking to you about the show for a really long time. You've been listening for a long time. You always give us crop drop questions.
That's true.
Tell people a little bit about yourself, maybe how you found the show, how you know us fools over here, and anything else.
A long time ago, my brother and his wife invited me to Pub Trivia. I showed up with Jay Borsum leading the way, asking all the questions, and then I just kind of met the rest of you. I had known Neal since his freshman year of high school.
Yep.
Best friends with my brother, and played against you guys, and it's always a friendly rivalry.
Yeah, it's always a fun time. What was the name of your team that you always had?
Was Moron Ass Job.
Okay.
And then Jay, and then Jay changed names, so now we are now known as Rambo's Joy. Moron Ass Job was an anagram of Jason Borsum.
Oh, so I love that. Rambo's Joy.
Rambo's Joy now.
It sounds like a kid version of Rambo.
Yeah.
I like it. And you're going to be hosting today's game.
I'll be hosting today's game, so hopefully it's all good, doesn't suck, and we'll find out.
Anything you need to tell us or we need to know?
It is a location-based game.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but I'm excited.
I will say, I think I've told this story on the podcast, though, but Earl saved my life twice. So
that's true. Was he there when you were in the log?
He was.
When he made the tent because Neal has no... skills.
Yeah, I don't like the outdoors. So we were
outdoorsy skills.
He
has skills.
James, his brother. I was at the bachelor party, and we were there together. And Earl said, "I'll make sure I get a tent for you, so you're safe from the elements." And I think it rained that night, but you built a whole tent.
Yep.
For me, which was great. And then the next day, all of the guys went kayaking or beer kayaking. I don't know what you call it, but Earl and I, we decided to walk along the trail, and you were geocaching.
That's true.
Which I've never tried before, but I know you love it, and it seems pretty fun. So we were doing that, and I said, "Hey, Earl, wouldn't it be funny if I went outside on this log and taunted these guys for kayaking when they could be geocaching with us?" And then I slipped and fell neck deep into the water.
One of the few people not kayaking who only wound up wet.
Yeah. Yeah. So good times. So lesson learned. Yeah.
Shall we get to the rules?
What are the teams though?
The teams are me and you, and in honor of Earl, we're going to be the Spice Earls.
Love it.
Named after a movie that Winona Ryder stole the spotlight in, will be Earl Interrupted.
Okay, and Earl, any preference on the rules read? We
have some new ones.
Oh, we do. We have a Queen Elizabeth from The Crown rules reading, and we also have Hank Hill.
Ooh, Hank Hill does sound appealing.
Okay,
let's hear some Hank Hill.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there will be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter a final round with the points that they have accumulated, and they will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop. Whoa!
Cream of the crop.
Okay, well, thank you very much to Andy Warnock for that wonderful Hank Hill impression. Note to everyone, if you want to send in a rules impression, it could even just be your own voice. You're totally able to do that. So just record the rules. If you need the rules written, I can send you the file, and you can just email them to trivialitypodcast@gmail.com. Could be a great impression, could be your worst impression, but we'll have it in the rotation, and if someone calls it out, we're going to play it.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, Earl, since you like geocaching, and you love location and longitude and latitude and coordinates and all that stuff, it's time to give you the compass and find direction.
Wow.
Wasn't my best.
Earl, why don't you put this game on the map?
All right.
So question 1, category, a location-based game. Selective availability was turned off on May 2nd, 2000. The next day, David Ulmer hid a black plastic bucket out in the woods. The bucket contained software, videos, books, money, and a can of beans. And he posted the Beaver Creek, Oregon location online. What is the current name of the activity David Ulmer created?
Is this geocaching? Geocaching? I don't understand.
I believe it has to be.
I believe it's been said several times.
Yeah. Well, let's say it one more time. We say geocaching.
And we're going to lock in with geocaching as well.
Yep, geocaching is correct. Originally, it was called the Great American GPS Stash Hunt, but geocaching is much easier to say.
There you go.
Well, geocaching is the theme of the rest of this game. So I've pulled the rest of the categories based off geocaching. The clues are the questions may or may not be related. So kind of stream of thought.
Cool.
There we go. Question 2. Traditional. This is the most basic type of geocache. There will be a container of some sort hidden at a given set of coordinates. There are a number of variations in the classic game Uno, but how many total cards are in the traditional deck of the card game? Don't forget to count all the number of cards, action cards, wild cards, and I'll give you within a +2.
Oh, is there that many cards in Uno?
I feel like it's a fat stack.
It's a fat deck.
It is a fat
I
deck.
played Uno within the last 2 weeks.
There are multiple
played it
draw
today.
4s.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
We
Play it at school.
I guess we could go with your, because I haven't played Uno in years. So
All right, we got to guess.
Well,
I feel 200.
Yeah, I mean the stack is a good handful. Like
it's about the same size as my double-sleeved Magic decks.
how many cards are in that?
100. So I feel like it's about 200.
Well, it all comes down to Magic again. I'm good with 200. That sounds good to me.
All right, we're going with 150.
Well, there are 108.
They're just thick cards.
76 number cards, 24 action cards, and 8 wild cards.
Actually, that's dumb. I should have thought about it because the box of Uno is basically like the same thickness as a regular box of playing cards. I should have just doubled it. Sorry, Matt.
if anyone knows about fat stacks, it's Matt, because he's always got one in his pocket. Rolling with cash in his pocket. Yeah, I haven't played Uno in years, so I had no idea, Ken. So at least you were close.
Skip, reverse. Next question.
All right. Question 3, multi-cache. Much like a traditional cache, but this will involve visiting 2 or more locations before getting to the end. The longest one I have done was 32 stages while visiting all the bridges and arches of Central Park in New York City. It was a very long, fantastic day to explore the park, but there ought to be a law about how many stages one can visit in one day. What prolific landscape architect was responsible for the design of Central Park in New York City, as well as the grand necklace of parks in Milwaukee and a suburb of Chicago?
We can lock in Matt.
Of
I
course.
happened to recently visit Central Park, and
had,
I know this answer.
Did Neal yammer at you?
Neal may or may not have pointed out this particular gentleman, and yeah, we're good.
All right, so you're locked in. So it's an interesting history. The man who designed it, known for being a New Yorker, kind of has a comedic bent to him. Didn't have a really good film career, but you might have seen him on SNL. Joe Piscopo. No, it's not. I'm just kidding, Ken. Yeah, there's a suburb right next door here that we all used to drive through at night because it's very dark and you can't see where you're going. And we locked in with Olmsted.
Yep, I believe the community he's talking about was the first intentionally planned community in the United States, Riverside, Illinois. We also went Frederick Law Olmsted.
Frederick Law Olmsted is correct.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know he did Riverside as well as Central Park?
No.
Yeah. He got around, man.
Cool. It's history right here, Matt. Right here. And you
I
left
learned
it
so
all.
much.
There's a Frank Lloyd Wright house in that community.
I know.
Frank Lloyd Wright also, as Neal recently found out thanks to me,
He was an architect.
who did the Guggenheim, which is right next to Central
Ah.
Park.
Mm-hmm.
And some houses in Oak Park. They talk about it a lot.
All right, question 4, mystery cache. This type of geocache may involve a puzzle to solve before finding the correct location of the hide. In 1975, the New York Times ran a front-page obituary for fictional character. To date, this is the only fictional character to ever have that happen. Who was it that died?
I feel like
What was
we've
the date in
heard this
1975?
question
Just in
before.
1975.
Okay.
Yeah, we're locked in.
This was this definitely came up at a pub trivia night before. Who died
Or
in
did it?
1975?
Or did it?
Maybe not. Well, Mr. Peanut died, but they didn't. That was recent.
That was great.
What a great little stunt that was, wasn't it?
They brought him back.
He
as
was
Baby
roasted.
Peanut. Joe Camel. That was one of my guesses, but I think he went way through the 80s.
No, I think he's still kicking with lung cancer, isn't he?
Wow.
I can't think of anyone. Yeah, I'm at a total loss here.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay. I'm a little surprised because this was on a very recent episode.
Mhm.
So recent that I think at the time of this recording, it's not out yet. I think I edited it, but you haven't listened to it, Jeff.
Probably.
Perot, right, Neal?
Hercule Poirot, I'm pretty sure.
Correct. That is it.
Yeah.
One of my favorite literary characters of all time, Jeff. Come on.
Hey, Jeff, did you know that she wrote the last book really early in her career? Yeah. This is what we said.
Oh, that's what we were talking about, right? Yeah. Because you're like, really? She did that? And I was like, yeah.
All right.
Oh, it's fun.
Question
it's fun
5.
the second time too. Good.
There's
good
no way
banter.
Earl could know. It's not out yet.
Good,
That's true.
know.
He would have no idea.
There's no way I could know. It's
now
not like
we
I was
all
there or
have to
something.
know this. Yeah. There's no excuse for anyone who listens to our show to not know that after this moment.
Written by Agatha Christie, by the way, just in case you
What?
forgot.
Question 5, letterbox hybrid. Starting in England in 1854, letterboxing is a treasure hunting style of outdoor activity using clues instead of just coordinates to get to the final location. You might liken this activity to a pirate treasure map. Start at a particular place, head west for 30 paces, and take a left. A rubber stamp will be in the final container for finders to record their visit. I know of one letterboxer, the wonderful Sharon Sachs. Sharon is currently starring on Broadway as Madame Morrible in Wicked, and I asked her for a question 5, and this is what she sent me. Do you know who the wardrobe supervisor on Broadway's Wicked is? She's also the supervisor on A Chorus Line and Dreamgirls, to list a few of her Broadway shows. She's the recipient of the honorary 2007 Tony Award, Tony Honors for Excellence in the Theater, the first wardrobe person to be honored.
I don't know any wardrobe people, Neal.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pick someone we can lock in.
Oh, they just added someone like that on She-Hulk. Makes all the costumes for superheroes.
Yeah, so that guy?
Yeah, the guy who makes Daredevil's mask.
Yeah, we just were thinking of film costumers. Don't think that they did Broadway, but we know that she won the Oscar for Black Panther. Ruth E. Carter is what we went with.
Well, it is Alice Gilbert.
Alice Gilbert. And you said that they, well, a lot of people wouldn't know this because they don't know you, but you've done a ton of theater.
I have done a ton of theater.
Professional theater here in Chicago, and you've met some great performers, and you've done a million shows. You've given us tickets, which was really nice of you to do, but do you have a favorite show you've worked on before? Because you've worked on, I don't know, like over 50, right?
Yeah, over 50 large shows. Spam-A-Lot has been my favorite.
Spam-A-Lot. All right. After 5 questions in the first round, it looks like Earl Interrupted needs to be a little bit more forceful because they only have 20 points, and the Spice Earls are sitting pretty with 30.
All right. Question 6, webcam cache. These are geocaches that use existing web cameras used for other monitoring purposes. The goal is to get in the camera shot and do a screen capture from the corresponding webcam website. One of the most famous webcam caches in the world is London, Beatles Abbey Road. On the famous album cover, Paul McCartney is barefoot. What footwear had Paul been wearing just before the iconic picture was taken?
All right, we're going to go ahead and lock in with the guess here.
I'm trying to remember the story. I know I've heard it, but I'm sure I have all the details mixed up. I feel like maybe it was like agitating him or something, and he had to take them off for whatever reason. And
didn't John say, "Paul, we're wearing the same boots"?
Well, you know, I got the bunions, all right. You know,
it's going to be embarrassing if we're wearing the same shoes.
You want me to walk across Abbey Road for 4 miles? I got bunions on my feet, okay? Well, you know.
That accent died at the end. I think it's my guess would be it's something that's easy to take off. So I
like
was
a sandal.
I was thinking sandals. It's something like you would just take them off.
Okay.
Because boots and there's a lot of unlacing. There's a lot of
I was thinking it wasn't the opposite. I don't think it was like Wellingtons or Doc Martens or something that was much more. Yeah. So I'm good at going with the classic sandal.
Yeah, sandals.
Wouldn't it be great if he was wearing Doc Martens? Yeah, we said sandal as well.
Correct. Sandals. He claims he took them off because it was too hot. All right. Question 7. Virtual cache. This type of geocache is about discovering a location instead of finding a physical container. There are many virtual caches at national parks and around famous memorials of Washington, D.C. One such virtual cache takes you to the World War II Memorial. There is a piece of permanent graffiti on the memorial. Don't worry, it was planned to be there. What famous bald-headed man with a prominent nose peeking over the wall did U.S. soldiers tag wherever they went?
Oh, and he has a name. That does not look like a nose, Jeff.
Jeff's drawing crude pictures here, like Jonah Hill in Superbad.
It's like initials, not like I something, I see.
Yeah, it's something was here, right? Isn't that what they tag?
Oh, yeah. Kilroy was here.
Kilroy?
Yeah, I think it's Kilroy.
Okay.
Yeah, we said Kilroy.
Kilroy was here. Yep.
Now, who is Kilroy?
Nicely done, Matt.
Styx seems to know who Kilroy is, right? Isn't that the song, Mr. Roboto? That they say Kilroy, right? And how did you know that one, Ken?
I just knew it. Flat.
Like many of Ken's answers, I feel like you just know it, but seems like they made a American anthology film based on Kilroy, which looks like a low-budget horror movie. But as far as Kilroy was here, it's a meme, as Earl said, became popular during World War II, and it may have been derived from a British cartoonist in 1938. Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
My drawing was very accurate. Sort of.
My grandfather fought in World War II, and when I was little, he taught me how to draw Kilroy was here.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Question 8, a category of Earth cache. This type brings people to a specific location to learn about a unique geological feature of the Earth. The first Earth cache was placed in Murrumbang National Park in Australia in 2004. There are now over 14,000 of these Earth caches now crisscrossing over the southern continent. What constellation is on Australia's flag?
Don't disappoint our Australian listeners, Matt.
No, there's so many.
I believe it's the Southern Cross.
That's a constellation?
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
The only problem is, what if it's the one on New Zealand's flag, and I've completely ruined our
Goodwill.
Australia, New Zealand goodwill. But I'm comfortable going with the Southern Cross. I think that's correct.
Yeah,
Works
we
for
said
me.
that too.
Southern Cross is correct.
All right.
Good job.
Nice.
Now here come the points. We're doing better.
All right. Question 9. Event cache. A gathering of local area geocachers at a specific time and date. These events could be a flash mob of everyone wearing big hats, going to a restaurant, or just a meet and greet while traveling to a new area. At the age of 17, what famous Italian chef catered President Woodrow Wilson's second wedding reception in 1915?
They had famous chefs in 1915.
I mean, it would be great if it was this chef, like the actual chef, but I don't know if that's why
Did
they
he serve ravioli from a can?
Oh, sure.
because maybe that's where they got a name. I don't know. Could that be wrong? I'm trying to think about.
Terrible.
I don't know why I also went to Boyardee, but that seemed to be the angle you were taking, Matt.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. I
We're
don't know old timey chefs. And Chef Boyardee is Italian, right?
Paul Boyardee. I believe he was an Italian American.
I think he's.
They like anglicized his name for the product, but unless you can think of another famous like Italian product, Bertolli, Prego,
yeah,
Ragu. I'm
Paul.
I don't know what these things mean.
Naming all the terrible pasta sauces that can...
But I'm good. Do you want to go Boyardee?
Yeah, I'm good with
Okay.
it.
Paul Boyardee, mall chef. Yeah, we said Chef Boyardee.
Yeah, it was indeed Chef
Nice.
Boyardee.
Oh, I thought I shouldn't have gone down that road, but I'm glad we did. So he was a legit chef before he had the canned stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Question 10. SIDO event. That's a cash in, trash out, or SIDO, as an environmental cleanup event. Geocachers will conduct litter cleanup, remove invasive species, plant trees, or build trails. In 2021, vacuum company iRobot produced Roombas branded with this popular band for the release of their new album. No word if this Roomba is still cleaning up Beverly Hills or not.
That's where I want to clean.
I was just making... It sounds like you know.
Yeah.
I was just making fun of your brother that every single thing that they do is a gimmick now.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways.
My brother loves Weezer. Yeah, I've taken him. I don't even know how many shows. Dozen.
We're going with Weezer.
Was this on the blue vacuum?
Yeah. Let's go with Weezer.
It's appropriate because their music for the last 20 years has been vacuous.
I thought you were going to say it sucks.
It is the Weezer Roomba, and the Roomba is spelled WROOMBA. The W is silent.
Say it ain't so, Earl. All right. Well, Earl interrupted, and the Spice Earls, I think, batting perfect. Second half of the first round there, picking up 50 points each, which means the scores going into the swing round are Earl interrupted at 70 and the Spice Earls 80. So, Earl, you're hosting today's game, but you're also a Patreon supporter, so we appreciate you helping us and supporting the show. If you'd like to join Earl, you can go to patreon.com/trivialitypodcasts. And one of the big reasons that we want you to go there, other than the hours and hours of audio content, over 30 hours of extra audio content and perks and all that good stuff, is this episode will appear ad-free on our Patreon from $1 a month to $100 a month. And
or more if you're feeling crazy generous.
So for as little as $12 a year, you can listen to our show ad-free on Patreon every single episode.
Or $1,000 a week if you feel so inclined.
It's true. If you're Bruce Wayne or you're Scrooge McDuck, just throw us a coin. Yeah.
On to the swing round.
Swing round. All right. One of my other favorite activities is collecting Pez dispensers. So this is a Pez-themed round.
Ooh.
All right.
Delicious.
So I will have 12 different questions here. Each one is going to be a flavor of Pez. So you just need to come up with the flavor. I did not use any sugar-free or kind of weird ones.
There are 12 flavors of Pez.
There are
They all
more
just
than...
taste like Pez to me.
Sugar.
I thought chalk was the flavor.
Some are foreign and retired, and each answer is used only once. So if you use something, it's done.
All right, 12 questions, 5 points apiece.
Yeah.
Let's have them.
1, this is the original flavor that gives Pez its name. 2, the key variety of this flavor is often associated with Florida. 3, introduced in 2017, Ruby is marketed as the 4th type of this flavor and is notable for its natural pink color. 4, this flavor is about 635 to 590 nanometers in wavelength. 5, the main ingredients of this flavor are sugar, flour, butter, eggs, vanilla, and either baking powder or baking soda. It might be frosted after baking. 6, this is a sweet drink flavored with vanilla, cinnamon, citrus oils, and other flavorings. 7, this flavor is native to Australia and produces the woody fruit called gum nut. 8, she was created by Shigeru Miyamoto to be a damsel in distress. 9, this flavor is the reproductive structure found in angiosperms. 10, this flavor is dark in color, slightly acidic, and has a stimulating effect in humans. 11, this flavor was introduced at the 1904 World's Fair and originally called Fairy Floss. And 12, fill in the blank of this quote from the movie Stand By Me. If I could only have one food to eat for the rest of my life, that's easy. Pez. Blank flavor Pez. No question about it.
All right, we'll be right back with our best answers.
We took it all. We brought them to our land. An endless night, ember hot and icy cold. The rage of the earth. We made this curse. Carved it in the blood on our backs. We did not see. We could not, but she did. And in the end...
What will I become? Senwa Saga. Hellblade 2.
Play it now with Game Pass.
And we are back with our answers. Let's have the questions one more time, please, Earl.
All right. Number 1, this is the original flavor that gives Pez its name.
Neal said he was pretty sure that it's German in origin, and I said I think lemon is the original flavor.
We also think it's German in origin, but we think it's short for a lot of letters for peppermint.
Peppermint is correct.
Gross.
The German word is pfefferminz.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because Matt and I were talking. We had definitely heard something about this before. So
I don't want a peppermint Pez.
Number 2, the key variety of this flavor is often associated with Florida.
We said lime.
Yep, pretty dumb that it took us so long to get to it when I'm drinking a key lime flavored beverage. But we did settle on key lime.
Lime is correct. 3, introduced in 2017, Ruby is marketed as the 4th type of this flavor and is notable for its natural pink color.
The only fruit I can think of that has a ruby variety and is naturally pink would be the grapefruit.
We agree. Grapefruit.
This time it is chocolate.
Oh, wow.
First of all, gross.
Have you had the chocolate Pez?
I have some in my collection. It tastes kind of like condensed quick.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, speaking of your collection, you have a gigantic collection. How many Pez do you have?
I have over 2,000 different dispensers, each one different from the last in some way. Yeah.
And I've
I
seen
can't
it.
wait to
It's
see you on A&E.
It is a
Orders.
beautiful collection. You've built special
display
cases and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I have 2 Pez, and they're both Star Wars, unsurprisingly. So.
Oh, nice. You're on your way.
Do you have that that very rare plaster caster Pez dispenser?
No.
No. Okay. Somebody will like that joke. Not here.
Here, death.
All right. Question 4. This flavor is about 635 to 590 nanometers in wavelength.
We think it's a light spectrum, and we said orange is a delicious light.
Yeah, we thought X-ray
Flavor.
doesn't taste very good, and we settled for orange.
Orange is correct. 5. The main ingredients of this flavor are sugar, flour, butter, eggs, vanilla, and either baking powder or baking soda. It might be frosted after baking.
You said birthday cake or cake.
Yeah, we settled with cupcake, but it's all general cake.
This flavor is sugar cookie.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Very
No
close.
points for anybody.
No points.
Number 6. This is a sweet drink flavored with vanilla, cinnamon, citrus oils, and other flavorings.
I was kind of arguing for eggnog, but we went with Dr. Pepper.
I think that makes a lot of sense. We just said cola, but I think you guys are right.
I think you're right with cola.
Ooh.
That's some
Matt coming in clutch.
I know
BS.
my colas.
Number 7. This flavor is native to Australia and produces a woody fruit called the gumnut.
Not happy with this one now.
Yeah,
You said cola.
Yeah, we just said cola, and gumnut is usually what our Australian listeners call us when we get questions about Australia wrong. But
This one we thought we went to the koalas and what they're eating, and we're thinking the eucalyptus.
Eucalyptus is correct.
Oh,
Matt.
it makes so much sense.
What the heck? It's like you just said something Australian and it worked.
Yes.
We didn't overthink it. That's exactly what we did.
Number 8. She was created by Shigeru Miyamoto to be the damsel in distress.
Peach.
Yeah, we said peach.
Yep, Princess Peach. Peach. Number 9. This flavor is the reproductive structure found in angiosperms.
So everybody in this room got as far as like that's a flower or something to do with plant life, and we couldn't pull it, so we just said generic fruit flavored.
We went with a really appealing one here, didn't we, Matt?
Yeah, we think that this is just flour. Get the flour
This
power.
is indeed just flour.
Wow.
Like the baking ingredient?
No, like the plant, flour.
It's supposed to taste like a plant.
Yep.
What kind of flower?
All
These
of
came
them.
out with the, I believe, the 1960s. What were those? They were. You guys won't help me.
Wish you could.
I know. It was all the hippie stuff that they
Okay.
came out with, the flower power.
The flower
stuff.
children. And
Yeah.
Have you tasted this?
So it tasted like corpse flour.
Yeah. This is an old retired one.
Hey, kid, you ever taste a corpse?
flour?
Would you eat a corpse? I guess you would, right? It's fake, right? A corpse flavored Pez. Why not? It's like Bert's. What's the thing from
No,
Harry
I wouldn't
Potter?
eat it.
The Bert's.
I wanted
Every
to say
flavor
birds
beans?
bees, but that's
You know.
Well, I ate a vomit one time and I almost threw it myself, so
Oh,
I'm
the-
not eating a corpse flavored one.
The bean boozle. It's like
Yeah,
flavors.
whatever those are.
You're a sick man.
Flavors fart. It's like gross. Why?
When I
Who's that
did
for?
when I did Oliver, all the kids before they would run on stage would do a bean each.
Yes.
And you'd watch them down the line, and each one would put them in, and they go, and you'd see the ones go and run on stage, and the ones go, ooh, I got the good one, and kind of roulette. on the
not for
beans.
me. I don't need a booger flavored like jelly bean.
I know we're only halfway through the game, but I think that's our wager. The losing team has to eat 5 beans of unknown origin from the Harry Potter box
For
and
the
see what we
Bernie
get.
bots or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm down with
That's
that.
fine.
Yeah.
We'll
Mail
ship
them
him
to
to
me.
Matt once he
Yeah.
loses.
Wow. He's killing you on the candy though right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Number 10. This flavor is dark in color, slightly acidic, and has a stimulating effect in humans.
We just said it sounded like coffee.
Yeah, we said
Can't
coffee.
get this one wrong.
Yeah, right.
Coffee's correct.
Conglomerate. Yes.
Conglomerate coffee. Tasty.
Number 11. This flavor was introduced at the 1904 World's Fair and originally called Fairy Floss.
We said cotton candy.
Yep, cotton candy.
Yep, cotton candy's correct. And number 12. Fill in the blank of this quote from the movie Stand By Me. If I could only have one food to eat for the rest of my life, that's easy. Pez. Blank flavor Pez. No question about it.
Neal knew this one.
Yep, I'm pretty sure it is cherry.
That is not what we said. We said banana.
Cherry is correct.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody knows their movies here.
Not us.
Thankfully. At the end of the swing round, it looks like team the Spice Earls is going to pick up 30 points, bringing our total to 110. And Earl interrupted, picking up 45 points, putting them 5 points in the lead with 115.
Well done, guys.
And as you've all heard, we now have a wager. So the losing team is going to eat 5 unknown beans from the Harry Potter bean box, whatever it's called, of weird flavors, and we'll see what happens.
I kind of like this game-based
I hope I get the
impromptu
corpse
wager.
flavored one, you sick bastard.
Who had to taste test that to make sure it was
Corn
accurate?
flavored beans.
Yeah, the guy at the Bernie Bott's factory being like, I don't know.
They
Not quite right.
They apprehensively hired Hannibal Lecter. I like the taste of your beans.
All right, round 2. Question 1, category of names. All geocachers have a unique identifying name, usually something that is meaningful to them to sign in on each geocache log. Geocachers I have most often been on the trails with include Badlands, Vegman, Greenback, Jeff Heif, Mouse724, Reedaville, Team Alex Abbey, and Triumpher, just to name a few of them. By now, Steven Spielberg's E.T.-themed logo for Amblin Entertainment is familiar to all moviegoers. What movie marked this logo's first on-screen appearance? I wonder if AMC had any theaters back then to show it.
So, if you're looking at Spielberg movies in that era, is Gremlins is around that time.
Oh, yep. AMC is as a car manufacturer made the Gremlin. So I think we should go with Gremlins.
It ended up being a car question, Neal.
You know what's funny is I thought about, it's the AMC car, but what does that have to do with anything? And I forgot the AMC is the Gremlin.
I think that's what our answer should be.
Yeah, let's go Gremlins.
Boo.
Great question. Yeah, we just wrote Temple of Doom being the next big one after E.T. So
Talk about ripping our heart out.
Yeah, Jeff and Matt deciphered all the clues there. It is Gremlins. So my name in the geocaching world is Pez Gremlin. That's what I often use while doing trivia as well.
Okay.
So fun name.
yeah. I saw when he said AMC closed or when it opened, I thought of Wayne's World when they're driving in the scene, and I didn't put it together. I'm sorry, Ken.
Sorry.
All right. Question 2, the logbook. Every physical cache will have a logbook, a piece of paper or a small notebook to sign with a unique geocaching name to prove you've found the cache. Starting in the 1920s and exploding in popularity during World War II flight crews, the servicemen and women would take local currency and sign each other's bills to create a keepsake of their buddies' signatures. These bills were meant to convey good luck to those making transoceanic flights, and some astronauts have continued this tradition while escaping Earth's atmosphere. What are these bills called?
Double tap?
No, I was going to take a guess at least.
Astronaut bills.
Well, he said exploding into popularity, so I didn't know if they were like bomb bucks or something goofy like that.
TNTs. Bomb bugs.
Rocket bucks.
Rocket bucks?
Yeah.
Rocket dog.
Burning up their fuel out here alone.
We'll say the bill of escape velocity.
Yeah, eruption bucks. We don't know.
No, these are called short snorters.
No, we were never
So
going to
close.
That was
Wow, we were right there, guys.
What are they called? Short snorters?
short snorters. Yeah, my brother David collects money and has quite a few of these in his collection.
You know who's a short snorter? Joe Pesci in Goodfellas.
Gotta use hundreds.
All right. Question 3, Adventure Lab. This is a unique outdoor scavenger hunt to find clues, one location at a time. These locations do not require physical containers. One such adventure took me on a tour of some famous people's final resting places. One stop was the grave of Shel Silverstein. I was hoping a tree would be growing there for a young boy to sit under, but sadly there was not. Besides being an author, Shel Silverstein earned a Grammy Award for song reading for Best Country Song in 1969. Johnny Cash won Best Country Vocal Performance, Male, with the same song that same year. What song did Shel Silverstein write?
Too much info, man.
Too much on that one?
Yeah.
Are you hurt, Ken?
I was hurt because I wanted him to stop after I
wanted to
recognized what the
answer
question
Johnny
was
Cash?
about. No, we're locked in. I know the answer. I just wanted him to stop. I didn't want to know Johnny Cash. I didn't want you guys to know Johnny Cash.
Oh,
But now
I
you
know
do.
Shel Silverstein wrote about a boy named Sue.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's what we said.
A boy named Sue is correct.
It's one of like 3 facts that I can name at any point
Yes,
in time.
yes.
And never forget.
About Shel Silverstein.
Yeah. No, in
All right.
general, that's it.
The wombat poop.
You've got cute wombat
Boy
poop.
named Sue.
You've got boy named Sue, and you've got what's your third one?
Perot.
Yeah, that's what it is.
We would have gotten that right if you knew that.
All right, question 4. Size matters. Geocaches come in many different sizes. Typically, they are a large-sized bucket, a regular-sized ammo can, a small-sized Tupperware container, a micro-sized bison tube, or a nano, which can be smaller than a marble. At 0.1 nanometers in length, what unit named after a Swedish physicist is used to measure wavelengths of light or measure atomic or molecular sizes?
Ooh, that's a Jeff question.
Jeff?
What was the measurement? 0.01
0.01
nanometers?
nanometers.
I can think of really short lengths, but that's not the right one.
That's what she said.
Got him.
I think Max Planck was Danish, but we'll just say it's a
Max Planck.
Planck length. We're going to go with a Planck length.
And we're going with the Lucky Johansson.
This is the angstrom, named after Anders Jonas Angstrom.
Of course it is. We all knew that, right,
I
guys?
should have,
idiot, Jeff.
I should have known that. There's an old IBM film that I used to watch all the time called The Powers of 10, and they go all the way down to 1 angstrom. How
Used
did
to
I
watch
forget
all
that?
the time. You get home from school.
It's like
and
from
you
the
pop it.
1970s.
Jeff has to pull out a 16 millimeter projector.
Reel.
Question 5. Celebrity geocachers. There are a number of celebrities who have gotten into geocaching.
Ryan Reynolds.
Will Wheaton, Mia Farrow, Ken Jennings, Perez Hilton, Liev Schreiber, and Hugh Jackman, just to name a few of them. So, being question 5, I asked somebody not too far away here for a question. Colleen came through with question 5. Speaking of Hugh Jackman, 2022 saw him starring on Broadway in Meredith Willson's The Music Man alongside what 2-time Tony Award-winning actress, who also had starring roles in television on Bunheads and Younger. Bonus 5 points if you can name either one of the other shows she won a Tony for.
Oh, I love Younger. Great show.
I know who it is.
Okay, locked in.
I don't know any of the. I can't remember her other show, but I know who it is.
We're good. We can lock in. Let him talk.
We're not going to talk. We're going to say Sutton Foster, and then we're going to give it over to you because we don't know the show she won Tony's for.
Cats.
Yes, Sutton Foster, great performer, really great dancer with tap. And she performed the tap really well in Anything Goes. And I think her other one is Thoroughly Modern Millie. Those are our bonus guesses.
Yeah, everything Neal said is correct. Sutton Foster, Thoroughly Modern Millie, and Anything Goes.
Oh, give him all the points. So many points. Smart man.
After 5 questions in the second round, looks like team the Spice Earls still just trailing a little bit. We picked up 25 points with those bonuses, bringing our total to 135, and the Earl Interrupted team picking up 30 points, and they are now at 145, so narrowly behind them.
Question 6, Geocaching Day. One Chicagoland geocacher, Scott Burks, is Jewish and has invented his own holiday called geocaching, which is celebrated every 25th of December. He will find as many caches as he can, hold an event to see what Christian cachers will leave their family celebrations, and then have Chinese food for dinner. Meaning messenger of God or my messenger, what is the last of the books in the Jewish Bible?
You know, I haven't read it.
What is it? What
The
is
Jewish
the
Bible?
It's on my
you're looking for a
Kindle.
word that means what?
Meaning messenger of God or my messenger.
I know in the Christian Bible, the New Testament starts with, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and then Acts. Ends with Revelation.
Axe?
Axe body spray?
Yes.
Actual Rose?
But I can't remember the last book of the Old Testament, which I think might be the same as the last book of the Jewish Bible. I'm not 100% sure.
Abraham?
I know Gabriel was the angel that said Jesus is here or
The
whatever.
herald.
The herald, yeah. So he's like a messenger, I think. I don't know. I think after some discussion, Matt and I can't think of anything other than that Gabriel was a messenger angel in the Bible, so that's what we're going with.
It's funny you mentioned Gabriel because in Anything Goes that Sutton Foster was in, there's a song called Blow Gabriel Blow. But we didn't really know. I think there's a term called Tanakh, or maybe that actually might be the Bible, but I was just thinking poorly, and I apologize, of Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade, when he has to figure out a clue with the rocks and the ground. We said Yahweh.
Ah, God.
No, this is the Book of Malachi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You're way
Yahweh
off.
is just
I'll
is
have to
God,
read that
right?
one.
Yeah, Yahweh, I think, is just God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question 7. The category of geocaching, the other kind. My family came out caching one day with me on our way west. We were looking for a geocache in a bush near a gazebo in Sandwich, Illinois, and my dad found a $20 bill. He thought this new activity was great. Stevie Wonder wrote a song as a tribute to this original Cotton Club orchestra leader, who was the first solely depicted African American on circulating U.S. currency. Who was the musician and on what coin? Half points for each part.
Oh, I think I know both parts, Matt.
That is good to hear.
All right, looks like we're locked in. Thanks to Neal. You guys are locked in too?
Yeah, what do you guys have?
Yeah, my freshman year of high school, I believe, when I was in the band, Earl just had left, but we played a song called Sir Duke, and we went with Duke Ellington.
Yeah, I believe he's on the back of the quarter for Washington, D.C.
Oh.
Duke Ellington is on the Washington, D.C. quarter.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, great song. What was the bonus for that? Were there bonus points?
It was half points for each part.
Oh, sweet. Okay, good.
So you guys got 5.
We only got 5.
And we got 10.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Question 8. Trackables. This is an item having a specific goal placed onto a geocache and then becomes a hitchhiker and is carried from cache to cache. These trackables often have such goals as visiting specific countries, visiting all national parks, or a timed race across the country. What is the size of a regulation soccer goal? Half points for each dimension accurately answered.
Yeah, we'll lock in.
I think like 5 meters across and 2 meters high.
Well, I don't know anything about meters, but I'm trying to think of a
3 meters high.
I'm thinking of a goaltender because sometimes they're laying out their entire body.
Let's say 6 meters across, 3 meters high.
What is that in feet?
I don't know.
9 by 18.
I was thinking it's probably like
roughly
12 feet long. 12 feet long, and then goaltenders are like 6'3", 6'4", jump entirely high, and their hands don't touch the top. So I'm guessing 12 by 10 maybe feet.
Whatever.
Okay. That's what we'll say.
I think it's easily twice as wide as it is tall, but
it is. I believe it's 3 times as wide as it is tall, and I think it's 8 feet tall, which would give you 24 feet wide. So that's what we were going with.
That's huge.
And that is correct.
Whoa!
Yeah.
24
Nice.
feet.
People like goalies only have a little bit to cover, but there's a lot of ground there. So, yeah. It's
So
crazy.
he was right. So 8 feet.
He's correct on both.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Question 9. Maintenance. After some time out in the wild, a geocache may require some maintenance due to weatherproofing, a full logbook, or critters chewing on the container. Nothing quite lasts forever, except for maybe a certain form of carbon. Thermodynamically, what is the most stable form of carbon?
I have a guess.
All right. We're locking in with Jeff's guess.
All right. I guess we'll just say diamond. Yeah.
Sure.
We're going to say diamond.
Actually, graphite. Diamonds are not forever. Question 10. Muggles. The word muggle was adopted from the Harry Potter series of books, used to describe someone as non-magical. In geocaching, it is used to refer to someone who does not geocache. In what London station is platform 9 3/4 located?
Neal has written a couple stations down for me, and I like the third one.
Okay, we'll lock that one in.
Wembley Station.
Wembley.
That sounds British.
Londonderry.
You sound like you're from London.
Heathrow. That's an airport.
Big Ben Station.
Incorrect.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you want to guess?
Abbey's Station.
Yes, we're going to go Abbey Station.
All right, we selected something that the ruler of England might be if the princes are too loud.
Yeah, we wrote down King's Cross because we weren't sure if it was that Waterloo or Paddington.
Yep, King's Cross Railway Station.
Oh man, I really pulled that one out of my ass because I knew that was possibly one of them.
Paddington's a real one?
That's where he gets his name from.
I know nothing of this bear. I get yelled at all the time.
You've never seen Paddington or Paddington 2?
Loves Paddington. She wrote 10 questions about Paddington. I didn't know any of them.
Well, you're off the show now until you see it.
So yeah, in that Nick Cage movie, there's a whole thing about Paddington 2 being like his favorite movie.
Nick Cage's favorite movie?
I think it might be his in the movie. You'll have to see it.
The Unbearable Weight of Genius or whatever it's called.
Yes.
At the end of regulation, it looks like Team Spice Earls is only picking up 15 points, unfortunately, bringing our total to 150. But Team Earl Interrupted picking up 20 points, bringing their total to 165. So we're still behind, Ken.
It's looking bleak.
So what are our final round categories, Earl?
Final round categories. 1, geocaching in space. 2, geocaching in every state. 3, geocaching lows. 4, geocaching explosions. And 5, geocache codes.
I don't know what any of this means. All in.
Okay, all the wagers are now locked in. Let's hear those questions, and we'll give some thought to them.
1, geocaching in space. Yes, my hobby is on another planet. Thanks to geocacher and NASA scientist Dr. Francis McCubbin, the first interplanetary trackable is located on a calibration target on the Perseverance rover on Mars. Mars has a day that is about 40 minutes longer than that of the Earth. Within 5%, how many Earth days is a Martian year? Question 2, geocaching in every state. One goal many geocachers have is to visit every state and find a cache in it. On February 16th, 1968, the first 911 call was placed by Representative Rankin Fight from the Haleyville mayor's office. A bright red telephone received the call at the Haleyville police station. In what state was this first 911 system used? 3, geocaching lows. The deepest point on the Earth's crust is Challenger Deep. Of course, a geocacher has been there and placed an Earth cache in Challenger Deep. Most Americans will never get to this inhospitable and very bad spot for humans, but instead can visit a very low spot that is 282 feet below sea level. What is the name of this lowest spot in North America, located in Death Valley National Park? 4, geocaching explosions. On occasion, a local bomb squad has been called out to detonate a suspicious-looking geocache called into the authorities. It is always wise to ask for permission for placement to prevent such occurrences. Speaking of explosions, during World War II, the Office of Strategic Services developed a powder that was designed to look and act like flour. It could be baked into something such as pancakes and consumed without exploding. What was this special powder known by amongst the operatives? And 5, geocache codes. There is a hint on most cache pages encrypted in a rotated 13 code. This is a simple letter substitution, meaning you can replace a letter with the 13th letter following it in the alphabet. Other mystery cache puzzles use any number of codes to solve them. The Capitol Records building in LA has a light on top that has continuously blinked out a word in Morse code since 1956, with 2 known exceptions to this message. In 1992, the message was changed to Capital 50 for the 50th anniversary, and prior to Katy Perry's album release, it read Katy Perry, Prism, October 22nd, 2013. Nobody noticed that last change. Other than those 2 exceptions, what is the continuous word blinking in code above the building?
All right. We will be right back with our answers.
All the answers are now locked in. Let's go back to Earl for the clues, and we'll give our answers.
All right. Number 1, geocaching in space. Within 5%, how many Earth days is the Martian year?
Gee, we don't know. We bet 20 points, and we said 540.
We also don't know. Bet 30 points. Took a stab. Said 650.
All right. There are 687 Earth days to a Martian year. 5% would have been 652 to 721.
My heart hurts.
How many did you lose that one by?
2.
2? Oh, wow.
Sorry.
All right. Question 2. In what state was the first 911 system used?
Once again, we don't know. We bet 10 only on this one. We guessed New York.
We wagered too much, 30. We don't know anything.
1 in 50 shot.
Yeah, and we said Virginia.
Alabama.
Close.
Did you say that?
I said Arkansas.
Oh, okay. Arkansas.
Yeah.
I'm cool with this. I like just the bleeding, but we were bleeding less.
All right, question 3. What is the name of the lowest spot in North America located in Death Valley National Park?
Neal said it was basin something, and he said it was alliterative, so we went with what?
Badwater Basin.
Yeah, I think we're going to throw a saving roll here to stabilize, and we said Badwater Basin.
Badwater Basin is correct.
All right, so we got 10 points on that one. You guys got 30.
Yes.
Question 4. What is the special powder known amongst the operatives during World War II?
We did 20 points on this one, and no idea. We just said anthrax.
We wagered 30 again.
How do you feel about it?
Like fools. I don't even know. What do we say? Baking? What do we say?
We said C4.
C4.
No, they called it Aunt Jemima.
Oh.
Make it into pancakes.
Wow.
Yay.
So we're doing great.
This is good. This is fine.
I think we ended a tie.
Yeah.
The way it's looking right now.
See.
Number 5. What is the continuous word blinking in code above the Capitol Records building?
And we only wagered 10, but Neal had a guess.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure just from being in LA, people talk about it all the time. I think it's just Hollywood.
We wagered 30, and being a Hollywood man myself, I happen to know that it was Hollywood.
Yep, Hollywood is correct.
Looks like with the points here, Team Spice Earls is going to be losing 30 points off of their total score, bringing us to 120. And Earl Interrupted only going to be losing 30 points.
Yeah, we also lose 30 points,
and,
unfortunately.
that brings you to 135. So you win by 15 points with a total of 135 points, making you today's cream of the crop.
The cream will rise at the top. Oh, yeah.
Yay.
Way to hold. Way to hold, boys.
Hold.
And now we don't have to eat dirty diaper beans.
You don't have to eat the corpse bean.
That was maybe a little too specific
Explicit.
seeming.
Explicit. Parental advisory.
Earl, that was a really fun game. I know you've been talking about coming on the show for a long time, and we can tell that you put a lot of care into writing the questions.
I hope it didn't suck.
No, it was great. We hope our listeners enjoy. We know that they will. But would you like to give any shout outs? Anyone you want to say hi to? And anything else you'd like to talk about?
I'll shout out my trivia team, Rambo's Joy. That's my brother James, his wife Kim, Lauren, Neal, Dustin, Phil, and Brianne.
And that's Neal with an N-E-I-L, different Neal.
It's a different Neal for sure.
And, we learned a lot about geocaching today. I didn't know it was so involved. I thought you just went to a spot.
I didn't even know what it was, and now I'm interested.
Could you take us all geocaching, and we'll podcast a bonus?
I will take you all. Sure.
Okay, because I have not. I mean, you did a little bit with me, but it seems pretty fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
And Matt, anything from you before we let you go?
No, of course not. What am I doing?
He's waiting to go to bed.
He's waiting to go to bed.
He's ready. He's got the little bed cap on.
Yeah, you're not even working yet, Matt. Right? You're just mowing lawns over there.
With Matt in his stocking and I in my cap.
Yeah.
I freshly starched my sleeping cap. I'm ready to go.
Well, we really appreciate you coming on, Earl. Thank you also for being a Patreon supporter. For everyone listening, we do have a Discord. We have our Facebook group, The Crop. You can find us on all social media at Triviality Pod. But most importantly, we want to tell you that this podcast is part of the Airwave Media Podcast Network. You can visit airwavemedia.com to listen and subscribe to all their other fine shows like Everything Everywhere, Art of History, and Good Job Brain. But for today's episode, that's going to be it. So for Earl, Ken, Jeff, Matt, my name is Neal, and that was Triviality. And what's the most interesting thing you found in a geocache location?
Oh, there are a lot of different locations.
You ever find a dead body?
Not
I
human.
knew you were going to ask.
Because I remember when we were there was like something inside a tree, like the hole of a tree.
Yep.
And I imagine you could pull a heart out of it if you wanted.
You could.
All right.
Yeah.
The tree's heart.
We'll do an official Triviality geocache, and it'll just be all of our own personal trinkets you have to find.